Welcome to Kilchurn Castle. Not only is it an amazing location to photograph, it's also home to the Scottish Midge. Going to set up the tent, make sure there's no midges in there. Early start in the morning, alarm set for 4 AM. Hopefully we're going to get a nice bit of colour. However, forecast isn't predicting that. If you're not here, you're certainly not going to get anything. Time to get the tent set up, bit of nose bag, and then relax for the rest of the evening. Good morning, welcome to Kilchurn Castle. First time I've ever been here. Arrived last night with my pal John. We set up the tents, set alarm for 4 o'clock this morning, and we knew what was going to be in front of us. There was a barrage of the Scottish Midge waiting for us. So it was a quick run down to the water's edge. Smidge on, Mozzie net on, and we managed to get a few shots. This morning it was a total flat cam, so I'm happy with the images I got then. The light wasn't fantastic, so we stayed on a little bit longer, and now I'm going to get set up. The light's starting to come across, so hopefully the light's going to hit that there castle, and we'll be able to get a few more shots. Simple composition today. Using the rocks just in front of me, some type of flower. I have no idea what it is, but hopefully someone's going to be able to tell me what it is. And then in the distance, we've got Kilchurn Castle itself. Fantastic castle. The atmosphere here is one of the best I've ever witnessed, and I'm hoping that the light is going to lighten that up a little bit more. Now, because the mist, it's starting to lift. When I got here this morning, well, down here this morning, there was a lot of mist hanging about the top of the hills. Filter I'm going to be using, because that mist is being illuminated by the sun, I'm using a 0.9 grad. As you can see, Midge net on. It's a must. Anyone coming to Scotland at this time of the year, it's not the best thing to run about in, but it's better than having the midges all over you. So I'm going to be taking a few more shots. As I said, I'm going to be focus stacking these images. Be focusing on the rocks and then the castle itself. We can see that there is a nice bit of light now starting to hit the castle. If it might even get a few more reflections, so let's get a couple. There we go. Hard to see through the muddy net. I'm happy with these here images. Nice to see a little bit of blue coming through. As I said earlier, this morning, that the mist was all over the place, and it wasn't fantastic. So it's definitely worthwhile hanging about. As I said, Mozzie net, essential piece of kit whenever you come to Scotland for photography at this time of the year. Now I've got all the images that I needed or wanted. Don't want to stay any longer. Want to get this here thing off. It's a real pain. But once I get back into Photoshop, I'll edit these images, and as I said, it'll be focus stacking. So that there's what I'm going to be showing you the rest of the editing process. Hello and welcome back. As you can see, these are the two images that I've chosen to photo stack. Whether you use 2, 3, 4, or 5, it's entirely up to you. It all depends on the composition and the shots at the time. Now, the image, I'm just going to quickly describe these two images and the reason why. Now, the light, as it got up a little bit further, it started to give us a bit of light on the castle, and I like that. Now, it wasn't ideally wasn't the perfect shot to choose. However, at the time, the light was the best of the morning. Now we've got a duck. We're going to get rid of that there once we get into Photoshop. It's a bit distracting coming in there for the eye go straight to there. And then we've got the rock. As you can see, the rock, that there's not sharp. And we've got that tripod leg. There's another photographer there. And it wasn't John. It was not a photographer. I can't remember his name. But I was happy enough for him to come closer. And we have a bit of a natter as well. Now, as you can see here, the reason that I've chosen this, the light on the castle. This here's the sharp part of the image. If we then go to the right hand image that I've chosen, where the castle, that's not sharp. However, the foreground, that's the sharp part. And a little bit of light and colour with the flowers. Still don't know what they are. So if anyone knows what they are, please leave a comment, so it educates me. Every day is a school day. And then the rock, as I said, that's the sharp part of the image. So what we need to do, first of all, is go into ACR, or if you're in Lightroom, go into Lightroom and do your basic edits. So we're just going to open up those two images. Now this here's the way that I do it. Select all. So the adjustments that I make on one image is going to filter off into the other image as well. Now I always start from the right. That's just force of habit. And enable profile correction. You can see there's a little bit of barrel movement. If you were using a prime lens, then you're not going to have that there issue. Now sharpening, it's going to zoom into the image and sharpen. If need be, I always look at the sharpness of the image at the very end. So an image is better not over sharpened, because then you start seeing artifacts all around the over sharpened parts. Let's quickly do that. Zoom back out again. Little bit, just a little bit. The way I look at it, less is always more. So it's just pulling the highlights back slightly. Wasn't a fantastic sky. However, we can only work with what we have at the time. Let's pull the details back. As you can see, the left hand side, whenever we make adjustments, you're seeing that it's making adjustments there. That's okay. And I'm going to do vibrance. Just push that up a little bit, so it's going to enhance the colour of the image. Now, as it says, the sky, it's not the fantastic sky that we have. However, we're going to use a graduated filter. And as you can see, it's making adjustments there, so you can move that about. Now I'm going to, it's too dark. Now bearing in mind, reflections in the water, if you overcook your sky, you're then going to have to make the adjustments here as well. Why make work hard for yourself? Just pull that back a little bit. Just like a bit of detail, and just boost that ever so slightly. Now what we need to do is synchronate the settings. So as we can see, that sky there isn't the sky on the other image, but once we do that, now the majority of the settings is clicked. So it's always, just do it anyway, then you haven't missed it. But that's the local adjustments. So if you watch this image, you're going to see a change once we click OK. So that's made the adjustments in the sky. Now the next thing that we need to do is open the image up into Photoshop. Once we've got the image into Photoshop, we can carry on with the rest of the edit. Now the first thing that we need to do is focus stack these images, is go to File, Scripts. I need my glasses on, but I do here wear them. And then load files into stack. Okay. Now we've got the images here that's on the screen that we're going to add open files. And what we're going to do is attempt to automatically align. So yes, I used a tripod. However, even using a tripod, if it's a windy day, sometimes it can be a little bit out. So it's click OK. Now that there is going to give me the images that we're going to be working on. So next thing that I need to do is get front to back sharpness on the images together. So Shift. So both of these here are highlighted, and then that's both images. Or if you had more, you would click them all. Then go to Edit, Auto Blend Layers. Now, as you can see, you've got two options here. We want to stack the images. We want to make sure that content aware fill transparent areas. So if need be, it's Photoshop, very, very smart tool. That there's going to fill in the missing gaps. Okay, so click OK. So what it's now going to do is blend those two images together. It's going to work out the sharp parts and both of the images. So it's once we've got that there, as you can see, we'll just zoom in. Sharp parts. Up. And the castle sharp as well. Now it's fit screen. Now what you've noticed, most of that tripod that's disappeared because of the image that we've selected on here. Now dependent on if you weren't using a tripod or was there movement, you may have to crop around the images if need be. Sometimes you'll get a checkerboard going around where it's not totally sharp. So in this here case, we've been lucky, there was no movement. However, the midges were out in force. Now I'm just going to show you quickly how I get rid of objects that I don't want. So I'm just going to show you 3 different ways. Now the patch tool. Now it's patch tool, you select it, run a ring around it, and then move. And as you can see, you cannot see any difference there. Simple tool to use. Fantastic. I love it. Next one that I'm going to use is get rid of the fishing rod. We'll zoom in a little bit. So as you see the fishing rod there. And the spot healing brush. Basically what that's doing is picking up the pixels around it. Fantastic, a fantastic job. Now this year's going to be the most difficult one. Now it's one of my favourites. Is that where we go? Lasso tool. Need to get them glasses sorted. And we go to fill, content aware. Now what that's going to, it's a big, pretty big area that we're working on, and that's going to work out as best it can. Doesn't always work. If it doesn't, we can then take that away and redo it if need be. So let's see how the power of Photoshop. Now as you can see, it's picked up a bit of the land. Now not to worry, all's not lost. If it does that again, it's all we have to do is do it again. Right, we'll make it smaller this time. Everything doesn't go to plan, but you never know what edits you're going to do. So that's why it's important to get the most in camera done as well. As you can see, once we zoom back out, you're not gonna notice anything there at all. Now that there is the focus stack done. We got rid of the objects that we haven't wanted. Now what I'm going to do is flatten this particular image. So that there's all the adjustments at the moment that I've made. What I'm now going to do is take this image into Luminar 2018. Now what you can do, if you were happy with this here, or you were using other editing tools, then you would save your image, and that's your job's a good one. So I'm now going to take this image into Luminar 2018 and see what we can do there. Now, some of you may have noticed that the power lines aren't there any longer. That it was going to be a laborious job getting rid of those there by zooming in and getting rid of every strand. The people who allowed the planning certainly weren't photographers, as it's the same spot healing brush, and they soon disappeared. It only took a bit of time. Now, we've now got the image into Luminar 2018. Fantastic. Now, the new Nick version is out. From what I gather and what I've saw, there's no difference from the original. That was the free option. So until things change, I probably won't upgrade because I was one of the originals that actually paid money right at the beginning. Can't remember how much it was, but it was a few pounds back then. Now, the first thing that in Luminar, all I want to do is enhance this image just a little bit. Now, it was in the morning. So the enhancements that I'm going to make are going to be warming that image up a little bit. Now, I'd always use the AI filter. That there makes adjustments to the whole image. Now, sparingly, everything has to be done sparingly, or it's just going to overcook the image. Now, it's another image that it's another filter that I use. Let's have a look. Let's go through. I know what I'm looking for. Now, bringing some worth. Now, I'm going to bring that there up ever so slightly. And it's good to see that the adjustments that are now made in Luminar 2018, the update did work. It used to be a slog. It took forever for the adjustments for you to see. Now, as you can see at the moment, the adjustments are working, and it is giving us the warmth there and on the image. Now, let's have a look. I'm just going through everything else. Golden hour. Now, this here, I'll just show you how powerful it is. Now, to me, that is well overcooked, so we're going to use that ever so slightly. If it hasn't made a, have to turn on a bit for it to see. There we go. Just adds that little bit more of a pop. It's making that image stand out. So these are all the adjustments that I've made. The main thing was show you how to focus stack two images together. As it says, it's depending on how many images you take by changing the focal point. Showed how I make parts of the image disappear that shouldn't be there. The patch tool, spot healing, and content aware, they are fantastic tools. And then finishing the image off in Luminar 2018. Simple adjustments. No need to spend hours on images. We've got all of these tools. It's up to us to get used to them. Now, I'm happy with the image I've got. The midges, what a nightmare. Now, the next time I go back to Kilchurn Castle, no doubt it's probably going to be the winter. So it's going to be damp cold. So be sleeping in the car rather than a tent. Seats down, sleeping bag out, probably a couple of blankets as well. And hopefully I'm going to get some nice winter scenes. Now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what I've done, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And if you do enjoy everything, please click the little bell so that you get notifications whenever I do post any YouTube videos. Thank you.